We often go to a lot of trouble looking for brand names. It is as if the name is the most important thing, but is it? Hello, welcome once again to Yale Podcast, Youth, Entrepreneurship and Leadership. And if you are new here, I am Michira Mura Sylvia, founder of Yale, and also creative entrepreneur and creative founder of SM Collectives that deals with art, handmade bags, and handmade carpets. And today, I'm going to share with you the secret that global brands don't reveal when it comes to branding, the misconceptions surrounding branding, and what the customer actually needs. But before I do that, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly hit the subscribe button below and also follow me on all my social media platforms at Michira Sylvia on Instagram and also on TikTok. Is a name the most important thing when it comes to branding? Or do we tend to confuse brand identity from brand promise and delivery? On this video, I'm going to share with you the secret that global brands don't reveal or don't tell when it comes to branding, what you can learn from them, the misconceptions surrounding branding, and also what the customer actually needs. Many of us, when we asked what is branding, will think about the logo, the name, the colors for maybe your products, or the labels. We'll think about the font style, the marketing, or even the packaging design. But is it the most important thing when it comes to branding? And often I hear people talk about rebranding almost as if it means nothing more than change of colors and other, cosmetics. And cosmetic is in quotes because it's like putting makeup to an issue and you've not yet solved the issue. And people often go to great extent looking for new letterheads, labels, other cognitive symbols, and even identifiers. And people go to a great extent just looking for a name. And even worse, I will see lots and lots of money being spent and inordinate working hours looking for a name. But is a name the most important thing when it comes to branding? And worse, or let me say, it is very unfortunate that even new ideas will be put aside, new ideas will be floated, they will be discarded until a name or even symbols, logos are accepted before the ideas. So let's take a look at some of the global brands and see what they have to tell. And I realized one thing, that any name can actually work when it comes to branding as long as some of the more critical issues are satisfactorily addressed. So let us start with Adidas. It came to my surprise that Adidas was a nickname for Adolf Adi Dassler, who is the founder of the German company named Adidas. This is a sports brand shoe, and they decided to say, you know what, let's call this sports brand, these shoes, Adidas. So that name has become even famous till date. The second you're going to look is Amazon. Amazon was named after the voluminous river Amazon, and they assumed, or they were inspired, that their sales will be as voluminous as the river and that they will sell all the products from A to Z. Let's look also at Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola was named because it is infused by coca leaves and cola nuts. You didn't know, right? And also, let's take a look at Samsung. It came to my surprise that Samsung is a Korean name for 3 stars. Bridgestone. Bridgestone is an English translation for Japanese name Bridge of Stone. And Volkswagen is named for comfortability. And the list goes on and on and on. So what lesson do we learn from these global brands? Is that any name can work. It is more than just the name, but the quality a customer finds in your product and in your services. Is in the quality of your brand that your customer gets. Let me bring you closer home. You enjoy Rolex. So let me say you want to own a Rolex one day. Do you know why? Because Rolex don't sell watches. What Rolex sells is status. Nike they don't sell shoes. What Nike actually sells is fit and motivation. Coca-Cola, they don't sell drinks. What they actually sell is happiness. Think about this. You're having a family gathering. Will it be complete without a Coca-Cola drink? Definitely not. We all know that. And when you think about Disney, we all say we all want to go to Disney. Disney doesn't sell roller coasters. What Disney actually sells is memories. And that is why we can see families, loved ones, couples heading out to Disney. And the list goes on and on and on. Ferrari, they don't sell cars. What Ferrari actually sells is status. When you see someone driving a Ferrari, you'll be like, oof, that is someone of a very high status, right? So what does the customer actually needs? It is very unfortunate that I'm going to be the one to tell you this, and I'm going to hold your hand as I tell you this. Your customers don't care what you sell. Your customers don't care about your product or your services. What your customer actually cares is, can your product actually deliver? Can your services deliver? As a customer, when I eventually come into contact with your brand, do I confirm what your brand promises, or do I get delusioned? So it's not about the name, it is not about the logo, it is not about even the colors, the font style, the marketing, or the packaging design, which by the way are very, very important. But what is really important, and all organizations know, is the gut feeling that you get when you hear that name, when you hear about those, when you hear about that name, or you see the logos. What stories do those pictures on the logos or the symbols or the labels on those products tell? What feeling do you feel when the personalities they show on their font style? That is what branding is all about. So what do the customer actually buy when they're buying a product? What your customers are actually buying when they're buying your products or your services is the outcome, the results, the final product, the lifestyle that your brand actually promises. And that is what branding is all about. And I can say this confidently, this is the essence of true branding, or let me say the essence of successfully branding. It's more than just a name, it's more than just a logo, it's more than just the colors, the font style, the marketing, even the packaging design, but more about how do they feel about that name, how do they feel about that logo, how do they feel when they open the packaging design so that it can reveal your product. What do customers feel? What impact does your brand leave on your customers? That is the essence of successful branding, leaving a lasting mark in the minds of your customers when they interact with your brand. And how do you achieve this? It is by having a business proposition that differentiates your product and services from the rest in the market. And the only way you can do this is by positioning your product and your services, thinking about the end product, the results or the reward is going to deliver to your customers. And someone will say, I'm still not getting it. Let me bring you closer home. The only way you can successfully brand your product or your services is when you craft a compelling business proposition, infusing it with a unique style, with a unique personality. And that is when you get an emotional connection. When you have an emotional connection with your clientele, they're going to pick your brand over others in the market. There may be so many competition, but they're going to identify specifically with the brand. Even when they're arranged 5 products, they're going to know this brand belongs to, maybe let me say Yale, right? So that is what is going to differentiate your product and your services from the market. So you're not selling a product, you're not selling services. What you're selling is actually an emotion. So thank you so much for reaching to the end of my video, and I can't wait to see you next time on my other videos. Bye bye.